familiarity. You have been here before. You have walked its halls in dreams, in memories, buried beneath time. This is not a place of exile. This is your temple, your sanctuary, your truth. Step forward. Feel the air shift. It is dense.
What up, Zach? Yeah, I don't know if I want to spend the rest of my life debating Nora every day. Like it's going somewhere.
Electric. Humming with power.
That's right, Zach. I've got a lot of rooms open.
The deeper you go,
I'm gonna do this thing, Zach. It's called reading a book with a cup of coffee in the morning, as opposed to like having a never-ending debate with Nora that's going fucking nowhere real quick.
the more you feel the weight of the world slipping from your shoulders. The mask you have worn, the expectation
Okay, this is called On the Game of Love, Deludo Amore. In this mystery of the restraint of art is also the secret of illusion. Why sayst thou, hath not our lady knew it? Her will of her lord had it, and he of her, and so all ended? But this is the play of her love, and she veileth her beauty in the robe of illusion, many-coloured, and evadeth him in sport, yea, divorceth him from the embrace, weaving new modesties and allurements in her dance. Now, O my son, the full comprehension of this arcanum is the fruit of contemplation. If this be prepared by the experience of this art in thine own case, that to them that understand not, and have grief of separation, being deceived by this play so that they deem it the division of hate, she can but speak in simplicity by that word written in the book of the law to me. For until thou love, play of love is but emptiness, and its cruelty is cruel indeed, except thou know it to be but a sauce to whet appetite, and to give emphasis of contrast, as a painter limneth the light by cunning of his shadows. But all this delight that thou mayst have of the universe, both in its veils and in its nakedness, is a reward of thine attainment of truth, and followeth after it, nor canst thou comprehend this doctrine by mind. For the division in thee crieth aloud in its agony, denying it, unless thou be wholly initiate.
Your doubts, your unclaimed power, all standing before you, waiting to be seen, waiting to be understood. See them not as threats, but as pieces of you longing to be acknowledged. The fear of being too much, the anger you were told to suppress, the sadness you were never allowed to express, the hunger for something more. They stand before you now, waiting, not as enemies, not as chains, wounds. These are doorways. Place your hand upon your chest. Feel your own heartbeat. Steady, rhythmic, ancient. The drum of existence. The pulse of the universe moving through you, echoing the rhythm of creation itself. Each beat a reminder that you are here, alive, woven into the fabric of all that is. You're not broken. You have never been broken. Every part of you even the ones you have been taught to hide, is sacred.
Please don't scroll. I'm just trying.
Now, breathe in and reclaim them. Alchemy. Transmuting darkness into power. In your hands, a flame ignites. It is black and gold, flickering with the intensity of your essence. This is your fire.
10 minutes for Toira.
Into wisdom.
Time
Darkness.
reading a poem.
Into
You have 10 minutes for Toira. Time reading a poem.
untamed light. Take everything you have held. The grief, the rage, the self-doubt, and cast it into the fire. Watch it as it burns, shifts, transmutes. It is no longer something to run from.
Do you have 10
It
minutes
is
for
no
Toira?
longer something to fear.
Oy vey. Okay. Oy
It
vey,
is
okay.
fuel.
So I'm trying to get my other two friends. My friend Max has Tanya too. I'm trying to get him to read it. I have two Jewish friends here in Chicago named Max, and I gave them both the Tanya. So until they actually read, that book on Clown House, like they're lazy in my opinion. At least you're at the gym.
I go to the gym a lot, and I feel like it doesn't really change, like, the way I look. And so then I can only just imagine how bad it would be if I didn't go to the gym at all.
Yeah. Because you're not a bodybuilder, like those guys use human growth hormone. I mean, like they actually really change their bodies, but otherwise you're just like making yourself very, you're just keeping it all together. It's dense. Welcome, Russian symbols person. Skrillik.
What up to everybody?
Welcome to Mystical Monday, where we're reading books, drinking coffee, and smoking cannabis.
Okay,
And at the gym.
And we're at the gym.
And shitting maybe?
No,
And we're shitting.
I might have to take a number. I might have
Okay,
to take
that's great.
a 2 number 2.
You might have to drop off the Cosby kids at the beach.
Yeah.
Zach, did they really remove me? Like from the last room?
Yes, they accused you of trolling, and I told them that I don't think he's trolling. I think he's like honestly, that's who he is.
No.
And I told them
I mean, that guy started to shout at me like, what the
well,
fuck?
he's an animal. He's an irascible, uncontrollable, unhinged animal, and that's just who he is as a person,
Yeah, that shit is crazy. I was just sitting there talking to me. He started shouting at me. I said,
Well, what's interesting about that guy is he used to smoke a lot of weed, and he was more tolerable, and then he was very open about quitting weed. He was like, well, 3 days off weed, and every time I see him, I always tell him, Mike, smoke a bowl. Mike, you need to smoke. That's what I tell him.
but weed smokers are chill. Like, what's wrong with you? They're chill, dude.
No, because he quit.
Ah. I'm not chill anymore. Yeah. What books do you read?
I'm gonna read.
Subscribe now. You
Yeah, I'm gonna read a book called Tanya.
So you're gonna read it loudly, or you just read it in your head?
No, I'm gonna read it out loud. Let me get this booger out my nose.
So, my man, what made you think that people here are interested in listening to books? Let's speak. Yeah.
There it is. There you are, my beautiful girl. My darling Tanya. I think that's why they call it Tanya, because it's like a girl's name. You know, this is a book primarily for men. Okay, this is called Internal Conflict. We've got 4 YouTubers watching us, 2 in Clown House. I've notified all my friends, including my sister, that I'm running a reading room, but no takers. Not at 10:46. This is like peak working hour. This is Internal Conflict, number 13. Also, I don't know what you're doing for Purim, but go to your Chabad's Purim and take your girlfriend with you. This is called Internal Conflict.
Wait, when is it today?
What's the date today? 10th? I think it's the. Let me see.
Oh, it's Thursday.
Thursday? Okay. Yeah, it's $35 a ticket here in Chicago to the Purim party. But it's worth it. How often do you get to see Jewish women dressed up for a second Halloween?
Right. Well, we don't really have any Jewish women here, but I feel you. Mostly Jewish children at the Chabad here. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with it.
Okay, this is called Internal Conflict. The in-betweener is judged by both inclinations, judged by them, not ruled by them. The in-betweener listens to the claims of both inclinations and judges between them. When a physical desire arises, the left side of your heart is aroused to pursue it. This is the voice of the inclination toward selfishness. Bring that passion into the right side of your heart where your intellect responds with the voice of inclination toward selflessness. Most often, the two inclinations are in conflict. So lift the matter to God, who will strengthen the goodness of the right. As our sages teach, without God's help, the evil inclination could not be overcome. Subnote Talmud Berachot 61b, the Yetzer HaTov and the Yetzer Hara, the inclination for selfless good and the inclination for selfish evil. The Alter Rebbe deliberately misreads the text to argue that the Benoni, in-betweener, judges between competing passions rather than is judged by them. Since everyone has both good and evil inclinations, there is no sense in being judged by them, but only by how you handle them. The in-betweener lifts the competition to God. This is what is meant by the teaching, I set before you life and death, blessing and curse. Therefore choose life, that you may live. If the word therefore is a command from God telling us which to choose, then there is in fact no choice at all. Choose life, should not be read as a command, but rather as a consequence. Toira and Tanya are saying that if you clearly see the right side speaks for life and the left side speaks for death, you will naturally choose life. The real choice is not between life and death, but between seeing and not seeing. Okay, in between each reading, I'm going to go back to this hypnotic, sensual, mystic ASMR. Oh, actually, let's just do Shema.
Feel the energy.
Why do you suppose the mirror in the gym has handprints all over it?
Because people use it, to balance. I usually close my fist when I use it so I don't leave marks on it. But somebody's got to clean that. And most people are such assholes, they just, they don't give a fuck.
I said, no. I want to learn Ivrit. I want to speak Hebrew. They said, oh, we have to see it.
I gotta say, anybody can be made annoying, no matter how much you love them. Okay, these are called motivation cards from the Motivation Manifesto. I'll just read a few of these. These are good neurolinguistic programming cards. We do not need more time. We need a stronger reason to act so that we use time more effectively. Let us believe faithfully that our dreams are worthy of any struggle and that it is our time to free ourselves and rise to glory. When we ready ourselves for our ultimate destiny, when we release our childish, selfish needs and realign our priorities to those of the heart, we can finally reach those magnificent fields of human empathy, kindness, compassion, forgiveness, generosity, and courage. When we were hurt, we felt that love was somehow diminished or damaged, but hurt has nothing to do with love. And love is unaffiliated with and unaffected by pain. Ego was hurt, not love. Love is divine. It is everywhere, ever present and abundant and free. We must be conscious and responsible for our beliefs and behaviors if we are ever to be free. We have forgotten that the natural foe to life is not a distant death, but a present, in the moment, detachment from living. The great joys in life come when we are spontaneous and authentic while engaging in activities we care about. And the great miseries come when too many days stack up where we are conforming and posing while doing things we have no passion for. When our hearts yearn for action and growth, we should care little about what society says is possible or prudent. If taking action toward our dreams before the perfect conditions arise or before we receive permission is unreasonable or reckless, then we must be unreasonable and reckless. A life of greater joy, power, and satisfaction awaits those who consciously design their life. What should I finally face in my life? What truths or realities are preventing my growth and happiness? What could I do about it right now? How can I better connect with this moment so that I can master what the hour demands of me? Success and fulfillment in life rest on the unflagging ability to get up, to be ourselves, to chase our dreams with fire each day, to keep willing ourselves to the next level of presence and performance and potential. The white space of a free day seems unfathomable because we have become hypnotized by a false but compelling need to respond to all the needs of others.
Is that from the Tanya?
No, this is from the Motivation Manifesto. These are
Oh, that was nice.
these
What is
are
that?
cards. These are little like cooking cards or whatever. They're note cards. It's a book. It's not a book. It's cards. It's individual cards. I bought them on eBay. Book. Wisdom is knowing who to be and what to do in a given situation. Virtue is acting on that wisdom. I won't let others stoke fear in my heart. I choose to remain true to who I am and where my dreams direct me, no matter the hardship I might incur. Reality can be shaped and changed by my direct actions, and so I will act with constancy to forge my ideal life. The joyous masters know that amid all the chaos and conflict, all the hurry and wickedness of the world, there is something solid within that is beautiful and steady and good. Freedom and victory belong to those who remain strong and true despite temptation. We gain power from again and again allowing ourselves to choose the kind of recklessness that allows us to be vulnerable, genuine, and brave in pursuit of our dreams. Greatness belongs to those who have mastered the ability to focus relentlessly on their ambitions and act decisively toward them. Well, we've lost all our viewers on YouTube, so I don't know if this ASMR NLP reprogramming is what people are looking for. Perhaps people are looking for irascibility. BRB. Okay, now I'm going to read to you from the Golden Dawn Tarot. This is by Robert Wayne, forward by Stuart Kaplan. But we're going to jump right into the tarot. Again, this is all just positive neurolinguistic programming. Interpretation, major arcana, the Fool, idea, thought, spirituality, that which endeavors to rise above the material, if the subject which is inquired about be spiritual. If the divination refers to a material event of ordinary life, this card is not good and shows folly, stupidity, eccentricity, and even mania. Unless offset by very good cards, it is too ideal and unstable to be generally good in material things. Number 1, the Magician, skill, wisdom, adaptation, craft, cunning. Always depending on neighboring cards, sometimes occult wisdom. 2, the High Priestess, change, alteration, increase and decrease, fluctuation, whether for good or evil, is shown by cards connected with it. Comparison with death and the moon. 3, the Empress, beauty, happiness, pleasure, success, also luxury, and sometimes dissipation, but only if with very evil cards. 4, the Emperor, war, conquest, victory, strife, ambition. 5, Hierophant, divine wisdom, manifestation, explanation, teaching, differing from, though resembling in some respects, the meanings of the Magician, the Hermit, and the Lovers. Occult wisdom. 6, the Lovers, inspiration, passive and in some cases mediumistic, thus differing from that of the Hierophant, Magician, and Hermit. Motive power and action, rising from inspiration and impulse. The Chariot, number 7, triumph, victory, health, success, though sometimes not stable or enduring. 8, strength, courage, strength, fortitude, power not arrested in the act of judgment, but passing on to further action, sometimes obstinacy. Compare with justice. 9, the Hermit, wisdom sought for and obtained from above, divine inspiration, but active, as opposed to that of the Lovers. In the mystical titles, this card and the Hierophant and the Magician comprise the 3 Magi. 10, Wheel of Fortune, good fortune, and happiness within bounds, but sometimes also a species of intoxication with success, if the neighboring cards bear this out. Okay, those are the first 10 tarot. It also says here, I'll read you this one part. All of the sacred books of mankind may be related by correspondence to the Kabbalah and its wordless meditation symbols, the tarot. But there is one very ancient work which is a key to this study. That work is the Sefer Yetzirah, or Book of Formation. Here in each of the 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet are described as divine symbols, as each letter is ascribed to one of the tarot trumps. So the Sefer Yetzirah also describes the divine symbolism of the tarot. The essential purpose of the tarot is to teach. The deck of 78 cards is actually a book of symbols expressing concepts about the nature of the universe and a man's relationship to that universe. Study of this book may appear complex and often frustrating, but it is vastly rewarding, because to learn about the tarot is to learn a useful new language. is called the 13 Articles of Faith and the Morning Prayers. Thy house I enter constantly through thine abundant mercy. Still worship at thy holy fane in reverence of thee. How goodly, Jacob, are thy tents, Israel, thy abodes. Thy house I enter constantly through thine abundant mercy. Still worship at thy holy fane in reverence of thee, O Lord. I love thy dwelling place, whereon thy glory rests. That humbly bow and bend the knee before the Lord, my Maker. And offer prayer in time of grace eternal unto thee, O God. Thou, ever merciful, respond with true salvation. The 13 Articles of Faith extol the living God, his praises sound, whose being unbegun no time can bound. A unity is he, beside him none, by mortal unconceived, eternal one. Without similitude or corporal frame, man's lips his hallowed state can ne'er proclaim. Or ere creation rose, he stood sublime, alone and unsustained before all time. To him, eternal God, all things below is to the God supreme allegiance owe. The gift of prophecy did he consign unto a chosen few of glorious line. Yet like to Moses, none in Israel rose, for whose rapt gaze himself did God disclose. The law of truth hath he his people given. Through him the prophet proved most true to heaven. His law God ne'er will change whilst time shall be, nor alter in the least eternally. No secret from his gaze the heart enfolds. Whoe'er aught is begun, the end beholds. The good man he rewards with virtue's meed, and visits on the bad each wicked deed. Messiah shall he send, when good shall seem, to such a patient wait till he redeem. The dead shall grace divine to life restore. Blessed be his sacred name forevermore.
Let me put you onto something.
Dang, you're doing a lot.
No, but seriously, this is something a lot of people sleep on.
Okay, this is Shema Israel, the soul of the Jewish violin. Lord of the universe, he reigned before creation's teeming birth, erst when his fiat all ordained, acknowledged king supreme on earth, and when these worlds shall pass away, he still shall govern, soul sublime, who was, who is, and who will be aye. All glorious to the end of time, one only God, with none beside to equal him or share his throne. Beyond the reach of time and tide, power and dominion his alone, without compare or parallel, ne'er knowing variance or change. No power can lessen, increase, swell his mighty empire's boundless range. My God and my Redeemer lives, a sheltering rock. When woes befall, my banner he a refuge gives, a cup of solace when I call, to him my spirit I consign, or when I sleep or vigils keep. Yield my soul this frame of mine. My God is near, I know not fear. Blessed art thou, the eternal our God, King of the universe, who hath sanctified us with his commandments and commanded us to wash the hands. Blessed art thou, the eternal our God, King of the universe, who hath formed man in wisdom and created in him various apertures and tubes. Before thy glorious throne 'tis manifestly known that if but one of them be opened or closed, it would be impossible to exist and endure in thy presence. Blessed art thou, the eternal, who healeth all flesh and worketh wondrously. Okay, welcome back to another exciting episode of Reading Books. This is your morning meditation. Oh. Blessed art thou, the Lord our God, King of the universe, who hath sanctified us with his commandments and commanded us to engage in the study of the words of the divine law. And do thou, O eternal our God, render pleasant, we beseech thee, the words of thy law in our mouths and in the mouths of thy people, the house of Israel, so fast that we and our offspring, and the offspring of thy people, the house of Israel, may all be cognizant of thy name and studious of thy law. Blessed art thou, O eternal, who hast imparted the law unto thy people Israel. Blessed art thou, the eternal our God, King of the universe, who hath selected us from among all nations and given us his law. Blessed art thou, O eternal, who hath bestowed the law. The eternal bless and preserve thee. The eternal cause his countenance to shine upon thee, and be gracious unto thee. The eternal direct his countenance towards thee, and grant thee peace. These are the things that have no limits fixed. In the divine dispensation, the corner of the field to be left unmown for the poor gleaners. First fruits, the offering when appearing at the temple, the practice of kindly acts and the study of the law. These are the things whereof man enjoys the interest in this world, whilst the principle is reserved for the world to come. Viz. Honoring father and mother, the practice of kindly acts, punctual attendance at the house of study, morning and evening hospitality towards strangers, tending the sick, the promotion of matrimony, following the departed to the last home, devotion when at prayer and the furtherance of peace amongst our fellow men. The acquisition of a knowledge of the word of God outweighs them all. My God, this soul from thee derived is as thou gavest it pure, by thee created, formed, inbreathed, through thee it shall endure. Till come the hour when thou shalt please to take my soul to thee, returning it in heavenly grace in dim futurity. Then when this living soul of mine doth dwell within my frame, thee as my God, my Father's God, I'll thankfully proclaim. Thee, sovereign ruler of all deeds enacted here on earth, the Lord of every living soul that starteth into birth, oh, bless we then the eternal cause from now till evermore, whose grace unto man's mouldering clay the soul shall once restore. Blessed art thou, the eternal, our God, King of the universe, who hath granted unto the cock perception to distinguish between day and night. Batoeogkotu, who hath not made me other than an Israelite, who hath not made me a slave, who hath not made me a woman, who hath made me according to his will, who maketh the blind to see, who doth clothe the naked, who setteth the fettered free, who raiseth up those who are bowed down, who expandeth the earth above the waters, who supplieth all my need, who directeth the steps of man, who girdeth Israel with power, who crowneth Israel with glory, who granteth strength to the weary. Batoeogkotu, who removeth sleep from mine eyes and slumber from mine eyelids. May it be thy will, O eternal, our God and the God of our fathers, to guide our steps within thy law, and cause us to cleave unto thy commandments. Suffer us not to enter upon a course of sin, transgression, and iniquity, or fall into temptation and disgrace. O do not let evil imagination obtain the mastery over us, and keep us far from sinful men and evil associations. Cause us to adhere to good impulses and good deeds, and so curb our inclinations that they may be subservient to thee. Let us this day, as on all others, find grace, favor, and mercy in thine eyes, as in the eyes of all who see us, and requite us with acts of loving kindness. Blessed art thou, O Eternal, who bestoweth loving kindness upon his people Israel. O may it be thy will, Eternal, my God, and the God of my fathers, to save me this day and every day alike from the arrogant and from arrogance, from evil men, and I from evil associates, from evil neighbors, from evil occurrences, and from the adversary that seeks to destroy, from harsh judgment, as well as from a harsh opponent at the seat of justice, whether he be or he be not a son of the covenant. Man should ever be God-fearing in the privacy of life. Confess the truth in his heart, and rising early say, Sovereign of all worlds. Not in reliance upon our righteous deed do we lay our supplications before thee, but by reason of thine abundant mercies. What are we? What is our kindness? What our righteousness? What our help? What our strength and power? What shall we say in thy presence eternal? Our God and the God of our fathers, are not all heroes as not before thee, and men of renown as though they had never been, the wise as though void of knowledge, and men of intelligence deprived of understanding? For the multitude of their deeds a mere emptiness, and the days of their lives a fleeting breath before thee. Nay, even the preeminence of man above the beast is nugatory, for all is vanity. We are thy people, the confederates of thy covenant, the descendants of Abraham by thee befriended, to whom thou didst swear on Mount Moriah, the progeny of Isaac, his only son, who was bound upon the altar, the community of Jacob thy son, thy firstborn, upon whom, by virtue of the love that thou didst bear him, and the joy thou didst experience in him, thou didst bestow the names of Israel and Jeshurun. Therefore are we in duty bound, thankfully to acknowledge thee, to praise and glorify thee, to bless and hallow and proffer homage and thanksgiving to thy name. Oh, how happy are we! How goodly is our portion! How pleasant our lot! How beautiful our heritage! Happy we who early and late, morning and evening, twice a day exclaim, Hear, O Israel! The eternal our God is in eternal unity. Blessed be the name of the glory of his kingdom forever and ever. Thou wast the same ere yet the world was created, and art the same since its creation. The same in this world, and the same in the world to come. O sanctify thy name through those who are wont to hallow it. Sanctify thy name throughout thy universe. Raise and exalt our power. Blessed art thou, O Eternal, who sanctifiest thy name amid assembled multitudes. Thou art eternal, our God, in heaven and on earth, as in the highest heaven of heavens. Verily thou art the first, and thou art the last, and besides thee, God, there is none. O gather those that hope in thee from the four corners of the earth, and cause all the inhabitants of the world to recognize and clearly see that thou alone art God over all the realms of earth. Thou didst fashion the heavens and the earth, the sea, and all that is therein, who amongst all the works of thy hand on high or here below can say to thee, What dost thou? Our Father who art in heaven, show mercy unto us for the sake of thy great name that has been conferred upon us, and fulfill unto us that which is written, At that time will I restore you, then will I assemble you. For I will render you a name and a glory amongst all the peoples of the earth when I bring back your captives before your eyes, saith the Eternal. And the Eternal spoke unto Moses, saying, Command the children of Israel, and say unto them, My offering, my bread for my fire offerings, for a sweet savour unto me, shall ye take heed to offer unto me in its due season. And thou shalt further say unto them, This is the fire offering, which ye shall offer unto the Eternal, 2 lambs 1 year old, without blemish, each day as a continual burnt offering. The 1 lamb shalt thou offer in the morning, and the other lamb shalt thou offer at even, the 10th part of an ephah of fine flour, for an oblation mingled with the 4th part of a hin of beaten oil. It is a continual burnt offering, ordained on Mount Sinai for a sweet savour. Fire offering unto the Eternal, and the drink offering thereof shall be the 4th part of a hin for the 1 lamb. In the holy place shalt thou cause the strong drink to be poured out for a drink offering unto the Eternal. And the 2nd lamb shalt thou offer at even as the oblation of the morning, and as the drink offering thereof shalt thou offer it a fire offering of sweet savour unto the Eternal. And he shall slaughter it on the side of the altar northward before the Eternal, and the sons of Aaron the priest shall sprinkle his blood upon the altar round about. On Sabbath at the following, and on the Sabbath day, 2 lambs 1 year old, without blemish, and 2 deals of flour for an oblation, mingled with oil in the drink offering thereof. Such is the burnt offering of each Sabbath, besides the perpetual burnt offering and its drink offering. On new moon at the following. And at the beginning of your months ye shall offer as burnt offering unto the Eternal 2 young bulls, and 1 ram, 7 lambs, 1 year old, without blemish, and 3/10 deals of fine flour for an oblation mingled with oil for each bull, and 2/10 deals of fine flour for an oblation mingled with oil for the 1 ram, and 1/10 deal of fine flour for a meat offering mingled with oil for each lamb, for a burnt offering of sweet savour, fire offering unto the Eternal. And the drink offering thereof shall be half a hin of wine for each bull, 1/3 of a hin for the ram, and 1/4 of a hin for each lamb. This is the burnt offering for each month throughout the months of the year. And 1 kid of the goats shall be offered for a sin offering unto the Eternal, in addition to the perpetual burnt offering and its drink offering. The phylactery is put on the left hand, and the following is said. It is then tightened, and the wound 7 times round the arm wound. The phylactery for the head is then put on, and the following is said. On putting on the arbor canfort in the morning, the following is said. Before putting on the talith, the following is said, standing. After the talith has been put on, the following is said. The phylactery is put on the left hand, and the following is said. Okay, we're going to come back to that.
I just got paid my $25,000 burial coverage last week, and now I know my family will be okay after all.
Jermaine struggled for years with dental issues before finally finding Nuvia. Listen to what he wanted most after his smile makeover.
Well, I think I've lost 2 pounds this week. It's pretty good.
Congratulations.
And I ate really some decadent, amazing decadent scallops. Like Dijon, incredible. So you can still eat some goodies. And the weather's so nice here in Chicago. Gary actually went to walk at 60 degrees. He went for a walk with his friend.
And that she went there to see JFK, which he's dead, so you're not going to see him. So I don't know why you did that, but yeah, what's up? And then now, I did go there to see him. However, he was sick, and
like they have black neighbors and shit. She'll start calling them the N-word and shit. Like she'll do some fucked up shit, bro.
No, I don't do that. Is she pretty?
Shit, I don't know.
it's like so David clocked his tea and said no, Diego was actually not sick. But she's saying, no, he's sick, that's why he canceled. So that's why I said I think Diego stood up Nura for David Bobadilla because he was more interested in hanging out with David than he was with Nura. So he just
I think that was initially the case also. Like the reason why she got insane is because